Example, we'll take another look at relationships between two categorical variables. A study followed a random sample of 8,474 people with normal blood pressure for about 4 years. All the individuals were free of heart disease at the beginning of the study. Each person took the Spielberger Trait Anger Scale test, which measures how prone a person is to sudden anger. Researchers also recorded whether each individual developed coronary heart disease, or CHD. This includes people who had heart attacks and those who needed medical treatment for heart disease. Here's a two-way table that summarizes the data. So we can see for the individuals who did develop CHD, how many fell in the low anger group, moderate, and high anger. 190 individuals developed heart disease, and 8,284 individuals did not develop heart disease, and we can see how many fell in each of those anger groups. Now, first of all, is this an observational study or an experiment? Make sure you justify your answer. Well, this is an observational study. Researchers did not deliberately impose any treatments. They just recorded data about two variables, the anger level and whether or not the person developed CHD, for each randomly chosen individual. So let's make a well-labeled bar graph that compares CHD rates for the different anger levels and describe what we see. Well, in this setting, anger level is the explanatory variable, and then whether or not a person gets heart disease is the response variable. So we'll need to compare the percents of people who did and did not get heart disease in each of the three anger categories. So, since 3,110 individuals were identified as having low anger, we can calculate the percent of them who developed heart disease by taking 53 individuals who developed heart disease divided by 3,110 for 1.7%. Repeating that, we can calculate the percent that did not develop heart disease, and we can do similar calculations for each group. So we can see in the low anger group, 1.7% of individuals developed heart disease. We can plot low against our horizontal axis, 1.7%, and get our bar height there. 2.33% within the moderate group developed heart disease, and 4.27% within the high group developed heart disease. Now the bar graph shows the percent of people in each of the three anger categories who develop CHD. And we can see in that there's a clear trend. As the anger score increases, so does the percent who suffer heart disease. A much higher percent of people in the high anger category develop CHD, about 4.27%, than the moderate and low anger categories. Now for some additional practice with describing relationships between two categorical variables, try exercise 41.